So here's the entrance to the greenhouse. And here is what it basically looks like in here right now. Not a lot, just a few plants. And I'll turn you around and talk to you about them. Okay, so all of these are from my mom. She just showed up at my house randomly yesterday with a bunch of plants, which is amazing. She's awesome. I love her for that and for lots of other things, but that's awesome. So she bought me, while she was at the store, 2 strawberry plants. These are both Ozark Beauty strawberries. Neither of them are blooming yet. Oh, I lie. This did not have a bloom on it yesterday, but here I am now lying to you. There's a bloom. Oh, and here's a tiny strawberry on it, so that's cool. These were just in the greenhouse at my local grocery store, so those honestly should do fine in here, even if it gets close to freezing, but if it gets below freezing, there's not a lot I'll be able to do. I'll come out here and cover them with a sheet even inside the greenhouse, and then that'll probably help. But it's really warm in here. It got close to 65 degrees today, so there should be enough heat in here that they'll do fine. So these 2 are both Ozark Beauty strawberries. This is Sugar Baby watermelon, and they've sown it in a mound method where you do 2 or 3 per container and kind of let them flow out in different directions. So that has 2 Sugar Baby watermelons, and this one is a Black Diamond watermelon. That one also has 2 in that kind of method. So I actually have Sugar Baby watermelon seeds, and that just means this one will give me earlier watermelons than the ones that I have. So cool. And then Black Diamond, which I don't have seeds for, so cool. Also, I don't have any of these kind of strawberries. That's the first for me also. Then we have a California Wonder red bell pepper, which I actually have seeds for and have some started. Mine aren't this big, but mine are bushier than this, so honestly, let's do a test. Which one do you guys think will do better? This one from my local grocery store that's the same variety, or the ones that I've started inside myself from seed? That'll be a cool comparison. And this one is just a yellow bell pepper. There's a couple blooms on it. I'm not even gonna take them off because I'll pot this up within the next 2 weeks. So if that starts to get big enough within the next 2 weeks, then I'll take it off, but until then I'll just go ahead and leave it. These, let me turn around to see the tags. These are some tomatoes. My mom loves tomatoes, so she bought me these 2 and 2 seed packets of tomatoes also. But these are big boy tomatoes, so a slicer variety. That's a 4-pack, but 2 of the cells have 2 tomato plants in them. They're in a small enough container that I don't think I'll be able to separate them without stunting the plants a little bit, and I don't want to do that, so I'll just plant them right next to each other, and if one obviously overtakes one, then I might just chop one down and root it from stem. Or I could just chop them down now and root them from stem and give them that extra time. I'm not sure. I'll think on that. What do you guys think? Go ahead and let me know down in the comments. And this, so this one is Big Boy, and this one is Better Boy, also a slicer variety tomato, 4-pack, and one of them has 2 plants in it. So same thing with those. But that's everything that's actually in the greenhouse right now. My mom is great and loves me. Then let's just do a regular garden tour, I guess. So these are some of what I just planted. The lettuce, which I think is Little Gem Romaine, I've already forgotten. Swiss chard and dazzling blue kale. And then this one is some Nero Toscana kale in the back. Nero Toscana kale in the back, dazzling blue kale in the front. A parsley just here in the middle, and oregano over here on the side, and a Little Gem Romaine lettuce there. This is the baby choy bok choy that I just harvested and I'm going to use for dinner tonight. These on the trellis are spring blush peas. These 2 plants, this one here and this one here, are the parsley that I just planted. this fluff of green in the middle is the kaleidoscope perennial kale that's coming back to life. I think there was another one over here. I might have killed it. I'm not sure. And then this is an Italian oregano. Right here, we've got 2 Napa cabbages, a golden acre cabbage, and then this one is a spring blush pea, which I accidentally snapped while planting, and I was saying how it was going to grow back like it'd be okay. And this is proof of that. Just above the leaves, in that tiny little node right there just in front of my fingernail, is going to be its new growth. So this bit of the stem is going to die, and this one is going to grow and be its new main stem. And then this is another spring blush pea, and then sugar bun snap peas back here. These are some plants that I'm hardening off right now. It is Chioggia beets, French breakfast radish, watermelon radish, daikon radish, Japanese wasabi radish, Navone yellow rutabagas, and then some more sugar bun snap peas down on the end. I still need to just get rid of this, chop it down, and use it for the bottom layer of some buckets. That one's empty. That one just has a tray to keep the squirrels out, but there's nothing planted in it. This metal grate is also to keep the squirrels out. And this is just where I'm keeping my strawberries. These are the ones that I overwintered. You know what? I'm just going to call these the overwinter strawberries because I don't know what variety they were when they were bought. My mom bought them from an auction. But they have multiple blooms on that side now. We're going to be getting some strawberries, and I had it just in here like this, and a squirrel had dug up in it. You can kind of tell how the soil's disturbed on this side. I had to dig out a few of these leaves, so I just covered it with this metal grate, and that works fine. Hopefully it'll keep the squirrels out. That is just there to keep the squirrels out. This is the bucket that I didn't realize had no drainage in the bottom, and I still need to add some drainage to it. I've just been dumping out the water slowly because it's heavy. I'm so sorry about my voice. I'm just down with a sickness right now. This is the garlic. That is just the largest heads of some garlic that I bought from the grocery store. I planted that in December, and it's been going ever since. I topped it with some Happy Frog, but it's very dry. I do need to water that. These are the brassicas that I've just let go for way too long, and I need to put into the compost bin. These are the brassicas that were these, but I planted out in timely enough that they're actually bouncing back. So that's a broccoli, a cabbage in the middle, and then that's celery, and lettuce that I just planted, and then parsley that I just planted. In this one, we now have these 2 lettuces, Little Gem Romaine, that I just planted next to this broccoli. This is a celery, a baby choy bok choy that wasn't quite big enough to harvest yet today. I mean, you could, I'd rather not. Another broccoli here in the middle. It's a bit leggy, so it has like a long stem down there. And then a spinach. This is one of the ones that I harvested some off of the other day, and it already has some big leaves again. And I don't know if I said, but that's a Napa cabbage. This is a Napa cabbage. This is spinach, one of the ones that I harvested from the other day, also getting big leaves back already. The pak choi, and a broccoli over there on the edge. And then these are the brassicas that are a second wave. They weren't stunted. I planted them out in time, but they just were planted after these ones, so they're not as big. So that is a Brussels sprout, a Brussels sprout, a Brussels sprout, 2 broccoli, and I'm not sure if that's a Brussels sprout or a cabbage. It's a Brussels sprout or a cabbage, and then a spinach. And these 3 I recently put here. It did end. There wasn't these 3 white buckets. These 3 white buckets I recently put here actually because in front of me there's now space where there was a truck, so I'll show you that. This is the truck that was there. That's just my water and my wallet. This is the truck, and the truck was parked right here, so that's its tire mark. And its tire mark, I know that it's hard to portray it on camera. I can back it up a little bit. So that's its tire mark here and its tire mark over here. It was kind of even with my house, which if I show you from the other direction, if this is my house that it was even with, it was right here and right here were the tires. So these buckets weren't able to be there. And this one was just barely catty corner with it, a little bit in the way. So we've moved it to where now, even if I stand even with these buckets, there's still a good 4 feet on this side before we reach the truck. My partner is going to help me build a large rectangular trellis. So it's going to be from this bucket to this bucket to this bucket and then out to here basically, so that there will still be some of this space in between. But there'll be enough space in between the two sides that I'll be able to do like cucumbers on one side and then like tomatoes on the other side, or half and half, I'm not sure which, and I will definitely be bringing you guys for that. So these 2 T-posts, I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen to them. They'll be taken out definitely because that's where the new one is going to be going, but I'm not sure if I'll use them or be able to have trellising on the opposite side for something like peas, or if I could use those in place of the wire trellises that I have over here that already have my peas on them. Let me know if you have any ideas, but my garden has basically doubled in this section, so I'm now able to use all of this with, like, you know, we want to be able to put the tailgate down. This is a project truck, so they do work on it. They being my partner and my roommate work on it together, so I want the tailgate to be able to go down and them still have a little bit of room. So that's why the trellis will only go about out to here and be this entire space, and I'll be able to walk in the middle of it is my plan. So if I'm standing in the middle, there'll be plants and plants on 3 sides of me, and then I'll leave this side open because this is west, that's where the sun goes down, so the sun will be able to get to the inside of the trellis system. Okay, so upstairs in the indoor garden, otherwise known as my bedroom, we have the seedling table that is full of some seedlings and some not so seedlings, and then the grow tent, which is absolutely chock full of tomatoes. There are 10 tomato plants in here. I can move this top one so you can see better. We've got 9 in there now of assorted kinds that I just potted up into these bigger pots yesterday. Those will be able to stay in those pots until they're ready to go outside, and they'd probably be able to stay in those pots longer than the amount of time that they will have to, but the ones that they were in were getting a little too small. So I have 9 in here, and then there's usually 10 in here, so 10 in here, and then 3 others that are this size on the seedling table, and 1 on the seedling table that's probably about this tall. So that's how those tomatoes are doing. I have this one sitting on the top like that, not only because it now gets sun space, but also it's helping hold up the other tomatoes. Tomatoes are vining plants, so in nature they'd get tall enough and fall over, and the part that falls over would root into the ground, because tomatoes are able to produce roots from anywhere along their stem. So they'd grow tall, fall over and produce roots, grow tall, fall over and produce more roots, and just keep trailing along the ground. Whereas in most gardens, homesteader and otherwise, production, urban, anything, we grow them vertically to save space, mostly. So over here we have a strawberry that is, I don't know what kind of strawberry that is. It doesn't actually have a variety name. It just says strawberry, and on the back it says it's everbearing. So an everbearing variety of strawberry, also from my mom. And then we've got these nasturtiums doing good. This row is sunflowers, still nothing popping up in those yet. We've got Lilliput mixed color zinnias and Sahara double bright zinnias, both doing fine. Copper red strawflower doing good, and then these are Brad's Atomic Grape tomatoes that I started quite a while after those big tomatoes. These were started on the 11th of March. And then under there, those pots that are seemingly empty, these have spinach in them that I just sowed the day before yesterday on the 27th of March, yeah. And then here we've got Italian oregano, triple curled parsley, Genovese basil, atomic red carrot, imperator carrot, oxheart carrot, and then these are slow bolt cilantro. In this pepper tray, we have Craig's Grande jalapeno peppers on the end, and then California Wonder bell peppers. These are the ones that I'm going to have to compare to the California Wonder bell pepper that my mom bought for me that's outside in the greenhouse. This is a Sunbright bell pepper. Oh, there's one coming up here. Yay, I'm so excited. And then Rio Grande Verde tomatillos. Then these are the same kind of peppers as these. So this is Sunbright bell pepper. The next one is, Anaheim pepper. I only did one round of those. This row back here is Craig's Grande jalapenos, and this row is Sugar Rush peach pepper. And I think there's one or two of like random peppers mixed in there. I'm not sure. These are Rio Grande Verde tomatillos that were started at the same time as the tomatoes in the tent. This Thorburns terracotta tomato was actually also started at the same time as the ones in the tent, but it just germinated a lot slower. And then this is a Dr. Wyche yellow, a Castelluto Genovese, and I'm not sure which kind that one is just from looking at it. We've got 3 big tomatoes back there. I think I'm actually somehow reviving this aloe after resetting it in the pot and giving it different soil. I've watered it 3 or 4 times, which isn't necessarily what you want to do for a cactus, but there was 0 moisture in that soil, and there has to be some moisture for the roots to develop. So I've watered it a few times, but just sparsely, and hopefully it's going to hang in there. I repotted this coleus with you guys, and it's looking good, getting bushier. I turn it because the light is obviously over here, so it's going to grow that way. So I turn it every day or 2 so it doesn't get uneven. This is a succulent and a ponytail palm that's starting to put on more new growth. And then my spider plant, doing good. Well, I still don't feel very good. Being out in the garden has cleared my sinuses a little bit, so I do need to blow my nose, and I do apologize for the sound quality of my voice. But I just still wanted to get some content out there. I probably will take those stunted brassicas from those buckets and put them into the compost, and I'll go ahead and record that and just do a little time lapse for the end of the video. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I, as of now, have 50 subscribers, and that's amazing. Thank you guys so much. If you feel like it, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and leave them down in the comments for me. Please like the video, subscribe, share it if you'd want. I really appreciate you watching. There's no reason for me to make a video if nobody's gonna watch it. So you guys are half of the equation. So let me know if there's anything specific you want to see, and thank you so much for coming along with me in the garden today. My name is Alex from Habitual Hobbies. If I didn't say that before, I probably didn't. I'm not very good at this yet. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one.